Hello everybody, this is a grumpy old guy gaming, and today we are looking at the the NES port of The Bard's Tale, Tales of the Unknown. This is one of those PC party-based RPGs, PC meaning personal computer, from the 80s. This would have come specifically in two flavors for me. One would be Wizardry, Dungeon of the Mad Archmage or something, and then Bard's Tale was the other, and they play mostly the same with a couple little differences. I tended to play a lot of Wizardry. It's a game I enjoyed and still enjoy to this day. The Bard's Tale is a game I've never really completed, but I do like sort of pecking at every now and then. Sort of brutal at the beginning, and I'll get into that more in a bit, but as you can see, the color in the picture really kind of robust. You get a nice little border and everything, great music in the background there. I'm going to go ahead and add my party in. I created a character of every class, so you have a warrior, a hunter, and a bard. Those three are going to be my frontline fighters. And then in the back I've got a rogue, a sorcerer, and a wizard. For people who play modern RPG systems, perhaps some D&D, perhaps other RPG games, the armor class system may be throwing you off a bit here. Old school Dungeons and Dragons ran on a sliding descending scale, so you started at a base of 10 and armor classes got lower as they got better. So Merlin and Cleo, being spellcasters, only really have robes on, whereas Conan and Robin have full armor and helmets and shields and are all the way down to an armor class of 5. Party's ready to go, so we will go ahead and leave the guild. First thing we're going to do is cast something. Going to go all the way up to level 3 in my sorcerer's spell list here and cast a Wind Warrior, which is going to create another party member. Just a summoned warrior made of wind that's got no definite hit points or armor class that will follow us around and help us in battle. In fact, be a lot better at battle than most of the members of my party. Right after the Adventurers Guild here in Skara Brae, you've got Garth's shop, and this is where you can go for your item trading. Conan's going to go in and sell a couple torches because my wizard has a light spell. Merlin, most original name for a wizard ever, I know. Pick up 6 extra gold there. That is fantastic. Gonna head out. Now, I did mention the differences. There aren't many between Wizardry and The Bard's Tale. Graphically, The Bard's Tale is a much more interesting game, and I would say mechanically it's a far less forgiving game. Both are just sort of old school dungeon crawls. They're party based, so you could be expected to lose a bunch of party members and have to re-roll a bunch. That's why we're picking up here with my party at the 6th level, because honestly anything shy of 3rd level is roll the dice and hope you survive. Once you get to 6, though, you're fairly well established, and you get a good dynamic with the party here. Again, having 6 classes to choose from, I've got a little bit of everything here. Moving up from the trade shop, we're going to go ahead and hit the tavern. There are several taverns in town. This one is the Drawn Blade. Every tavern is going to give you the chance to go in, talk with the barkeep, perhaps pick up a helpful rumor. This one's going to tell us how leveling works in the game. Some of them even have the ability to send you down for little mini adventures. Here we'll go ahead and pick up a drink to show off another wonderful thing about this game, and something that may not be the most favorite of many gamers, but I think has a certain charm to it, due to the fact that Nintendo wanted absolutely no controversial or adult material on their kids' video games for kids. They had this localized. Instead of beer and wine, you have your option of root beer and grape juice. So if we go down and select grape juice, you find out the Drawn Blade doesn't have any more grape juice everybody got for Schnockered. The Scarlet Bard has it, so that's a little rumor there. A little plot hook for later. However, it's unfair to tease Conan. He's a thirsty warrior. Let's go ahead, spend the 10 gold. He did pick up 6 on those torches, so he's essentially getting this at half price for some fine Canadian root beer. Fictional town that gets its root beer from Canada. Fantastic. Gonna be heading out of the bar now, going to our next building here on this main street strip, really the only safe place in town, getting back to the point. As we get to the temple here, this priest will heal us of any sort of hit point or magic point loss, as the casters are on a magic point system. As you could see, we could pay 5 gold, which we will do to get Cleo's magic points back from casting the Wind Warrior. Now, Wizardry had a very passive town system, where if you weren't in the dungeon, your characters were simply existing in town. There you could buy and sell items, get healed at the temple, you can change class, change name, you could roll up new characters. Whatever you'd like to do there, provided the game's parameters. Here, the town of Skara Brae in the Bard's Tale is effectively the floor 0 of your dungeon. It's a very interactive thing. As you can see, we can come to the review council here, and we'll just show you here. We'll hit advancement for Conan, and he needs about 3,200, 3,237 to make the next level. That ends our little safe stretch, and that's really where we'll kind of live. That's our hometown. As we move further along here, gonna run into some random monsters. Here you have 3 stacks of monster. One goes 3 deep in Conjurer, one goes 1 deep in Conjurer, and a third one goes 3 deep in Conjurer again. So you've got 7 Conjurers just walking around in a gang in a rather neat formation. Let's go ahead and attack. Guard. And let's throw some magic out for this group down here. Double cast to make sure we're covered no matter what. But Cleo's got it on the mind darts. That will save Merlin some MP. Unfortunately, a Conjurer does throw some arc fire at us and deals a little bit of damage. Not the most graphically exciting game, but something you can kind of get into. And there you go, right away, 49 experience and 28 gold. A nice starting battle. Just about everywhere you have a gap in the wall, you can turn, find a door. This is just an empty house, with apparently a small pot of water and a bench. Maybe it's an outhouse, who's to say? Gonna come down here, that is yet another empty building. Can't walk through walls, this we've learned. A few places in town, there's just a statue of a wizard. And if you leave, it just turns you back. This one turns us back into a battle with some mad dogs. We'll just let the fighters handle this. Between our 3 primary attackers and the Wind Warrior, we should be knocking out 4 a turn as long as we're careful where we put our attacks. This will not automatically switch to an unselected monster if the enemy you try to hit has already been defeated. So you kind of have to plan out where you're putting your attacks, and especially useful with spells. As you saw, I had 2 spells lined up on that 1 stack of Conjurers, and it didn't waste the magic points on the Star Flare for Merlin, since he ended up acting later in the randomly generated initiative. Getting past the dogs there, I'm going to show you what happens if you decide to check out the statue basically 11 out of 10 times. Statue comes to life, and here we have a wizard, which is just like the Conjurer, only far grayer hair. Got one hell of a mustache there, too. It kind of matches his staff. Now, naturally, the wizard, a bit stronger than just some cheap Conjurer. And he's going to throw a Star Flare at us. Misses the Wind Warrior, and everybody else is getting dinged up a little bit. This will happen. but we get through the battle, picking up another cool 80 and 15 gold. Remember, that's 15 gold per surviving character as well as the 80 experience, so we're actually doing rather well here. Gonna have Conan come in, and by the way, this is the Scarlet Bard. So if we go ahead and have a drink and we select that grape juice, we're going to be told it's kept in the underground cellar. And then we're told ominously to help ourselves with all of the dots. Given a ladder to go down, which is never a good sign. Told we are in the cellar of the Scarlet Bard, it smells moldy. Time for this dude to come down and clean a little, huh? Now the light of the shop reaches here, but we'll need another light to go forward. And sure enough, if you try going forward, you can still see the map, but it goes to black there. Also run into a whole bunch of sorcerers. Just gonna go ahead and attack that single stack. Reason I attack the single stack is because if sorcerers have an open spot when they attack, there's a chance they'll summon another ally, sort of like our Wind Warrior, and those things can be kind of pesky to deal with. So we kind of want to minimize the chances of that and not go for any real stack clears until we can get them all in one fell swoop. A little bit of strategy there. Here we have a chest. Now we could ask the rogue to check the trap, or we could just trap zap it since Merlin's got the available magic. Let's go ahead, zap that trap, we open the chest, and we get 60 experience, 30 gold, and Conan finds another torch. So that's 3 more. So again, no matter what we do, it's going to be a black screen there, unless we go ahead and either light that torch, or cast this Lesser Revelation, which is going to give us the ability to see what's right in front of us. As you can see, it's giving us normal vision. Going to come up here. Letters are written on the door. Cheap grape juice. Help yourself. Don't mind if we do. Still can't walk through walls. Don't know what we're thinking there. Here we've got to deal with all kind of spiders. Spiders could be a touch bothersome here. So we're going to go ahead and do the old magic double tap on this group of 3 here. I'm still not sure if they poison or not, at least not at this level. I've seen them do damage, but I can't remember if they poison. Love that little whooshing sound that accompanies the star flare. That's like you finally arrived as a party, when your spell starts sounding cool. Gonna put Robin on his lonesome on that middle spider. 1, because it's injured, and 2, because hunters have the ability to hit critically. Of course, by on his own, I mean the Wind Warrior's just gonna step up and take care of it. Wow! We went to Trap Zap, and it killed both the rogue and the sorcerer. Oh, that was awful. Conan did find a broadsword. That was a massive explosion, and I thought Trap Zap was 100%. Clearly, I was wrong. Like I said, old school games will kill your party. Fortunately, our bard does have several songs and a horn in which to play them. Let's go ahead and play the Traveler's tune, because we need to get our happy backsides back to the safe part of town. Gonna leave the guild and head to the Temple of Save My Ass. Ask old Beardy here to res some folks. Danny needs treatment. 300 gold, small price to pay for getting my rogue back. Let's go ahead. Pool gold. Yo, Cleo. Fortunately, this is 100%. In Wizardry, there is a chance resurrections could fail. Let's restore all, and remember that Cleo has the gold. So that was about just under 1,000 gold I had to pay for that trap. Not quite working out for us. Sort of a stiff penalty, but you get what you get, right? Head back in. Let's go ahead and trade. Sell off the torch. And the broadsword. So at least recoup some of our losses there. Gotta reorder our party because things got thrown around, what with all the dying and all. And before we go any further, go ahead and get our Wind Warrior back. Think we'll go for one more random battle and just kind of call it there. Again, didn't want to go for the most in-depth look. Maybe a game I visit on a live stream sometime just for giggles down the road. But I did want to get something out to you guys here. It's at the end of the week. Very, very busy week. Heading into a holiday and just no time to really sit down and get on any of the projects. I've got a small backlog of things I've been meaning to work on, and I unfortunately have accomplished very little of it. But here's a fun little video I could throw out there. There's a critical hit from Robin. No damage necessary there. Just hit it, it's dead. And this has been the Bard's Tale for the NES. The NES port of the Bard's Tale. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you've ever played this game, let me know what party you went with, and be sure to throw me a little blurb about how they horrifically died the first time, because goodness knows, this game loves stacking the misfortune on you. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and watch this kobold battle through, because, you know, 2 bonus battles is better than 1. And after that, we'll call it here. As you can see, the party really working well. These kobolds, not much of a match for us. Only 2 of them left here by the end of things. And this has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Thanking you for watching, saying take care. We'll see you around.